1,000 life jackets have been distributed by the Lagos State Waterways Authority LASWA to boat operators in the Ikorodu area, and a total of 3,500 life jackets will be distributed in all the divisions of the state. Now, this is according to the Managing Director of LASWA, Mr. Damilola Emmanuel. He adds that the initiative is aimed at promoting safety on waterways.
One of the characteristics of human beings is movement, and it's impossible for man to do without it. This need to move from one point to the other in pursuit of development is aided through transportation. In whatever form, be it land, air or sea-based, transportation should be devoid of operational handicaps. Most Lagosians have become very strategic in their mapping and planning just to avoid gridlocks, a situation which appears to defy all manner of solutions.
I spent 6 hours to journey from Ikorodu just down to Friday here, a journey of 20 minutes, caused by what I don't know.
And in a bid to develop other alternatives, water transportation in Lagos is getting busier.
We have different routes, but one ticket. If you are going to CMS Eguteru, there is a boat designated for that. If you are going to via Ikoyi, there is also a boat designated for that. In the morning, the first boat leaves every 6:15 in the morning, depending on the weather. If the weather is not friendly, we don't move until we are sure that the weather is okay to move.
The safety of the boat operators and their passengers is of great concern to the Lagos State government, and the Waterways Authority has gathered them here to distribute life jackets to operators in Ikorodu axis.
We providing life jackets for you doesn't take away the responsibility from operators from providing life jacket for your operators. Government is just trying to complement all what you're trying to do and to show you that we're also committed to supporting you in this drive of making sure you have appropriate life jackets. We urge all boat operators to ensure that everyone on board their boats wear a properly fitted life jacket and adhere strictly to safety measures in order to achieve a clean, safe, and prosperous waterways. The Lagos State government remains committed to providing the enabling environment and investment in critical areas of infrastructure and human capacity building to make the state waterway transportation a model amongst its West African neighbors.
A representative of the National Inland Waterways Authority educates the people on safety measures.
From the point of entry into the boat, safety starts from there. That is from the jetty to the boat. There can be a sort of allowance between the boat and the jetty, and slippery can occur. And if the life jacket is not properly worn, the passenger can get drowned. So passengers are advised to put on their vest, their life vest, right from the terminal, well kitted, before entering the boat. And while entering the boat, while going on board rather, passengers are not supposed to be clustered, like in a rush, moving one after the other. That will enhance safe entry as well. Then, while on board, passengers are advised not to stand inside the boat. Passengers are advised to sit while the boat is on the waterways.
After the safety talk, a demonstration is made. Boat operators appreciate the gesture, but they have other needs.
I hereby wish to thank the management of LASWA for the donation of this life jacket, and I want to thank also the management of EPIPS, our partners in progress, for their generosity. We thank you very much for your donation. We thank the management, His Excellency Governor Body, for even opening up a lot of jetties along the waterways. He has opened up a lot of waterways. We have the Ikorodu jetties, we have the one at Ojo, we have the one at Badagry, and the current one at Bariga. It's a beautiful and laudable project for our waterways. We are Oliver Twist. AGBOLA thing is overseas. We want progress in the waterways, and that's been our bane of contentions. We want the waterways to compete with all other waterways all over the world. I've been opportunity to be in several places all over the world. The most peaceful waterways all over the world is in Bangladesh. I've been opportunity to be there. They have zero mishap free. They don't have accident for the past even 20 years. And this is what we wish to have in Lagos State waterways as well. And this is our clamor. In a car or bus or whatever, you have already the seat belt on it. This is an additional cost for us when we are running boat operations. You need life jacket for each passenger on the boat, and they are not cheap. So for what the state government has done through LASWA now, it's a lot of help and support to us. So we are very, very grateful.
Private sector players who partnered with the government for this initiative highlight their role.
Safety is our priority for managing the terminal. What we've done is to support and partner with the passengers, the ferry operators, the regulators, to ensure that we're all working together towards a particular goal, which is safety of the passengers and the operators as well. Basically, as the regulators, LASWA is responsible for setting the safety policy, and we just work with their direction and give support wherever is needed, including implementation as we manage the operations at the terminal.
LASWA's general manager says the state government is also educating the operators on the route supply and how to keep the waterways clean at all times.
One of the measures we're also putting in place is the installation of what we call marker buoys along the navigable routes on the waterways. Now, these marker buoys are to enable all vessels to know the proper channel in which they should ply the waterways. And we're not just giving these life jackets to these operators, we're also educating them on the use of the life jackets and also the sustainability of these life jackets as well. The cleanliness of the waterways, in as much as the authority and other authorities as well, both state and federal, have their roles to play on the waterways. Generally, I think as a people, we need to also change our culture in terms of how we litter our environment, because majority of the waste that's on the waterways is coming from people littering sporadically. Because, for example, 60% of the waste you have on the waterways is plastic bottles, which are coming from people just throwing them off the grounds. So the state government procured machines to clean the waterways, and also we have a lot of bottling companies now who are also coming on board to say they want to also show some kind of CSR responsibility towards cleaning the waterways as well. But we also need the people generally to stop littering our environment, and that way we'll be able to save our waterways. Because even if you go to other countries, the way they're keeping their waterways clean is by it's a general work, it's a general collaborative effort from all, both the public sector, private sector, and even the third sector, which is the voluntary sector as well.
LASWA, as an agency, is responsible for coordinating and regulating water transportation and other waterways activities in Lagos. Initiatives like this will go a long way in reducing boat mishaps in the state.
That report wraps up the program this week. Keep the conversation going with us on our social media portal. I'm Loretta Chiogo. Bye.